Thank you. Thank you for that beautiful music, Ellen and Jeff. So I wanted to introduce the water communion to you. Some of you are probably familiar with the story of it, but I thought some might not be, and it's kind of nice to remember this special ritual. It's one of just two, really, in Unitarian Universalism, and the other is the flower communion, and that came out of World War II. Wanting to have something that would help us be recognized as truly a religious organization. The Mingling of the Waters came out of wanting to center women in some ways, although it's something that we all do together now. In 1980, there were two Unitarian Universalist women, Carolyn McDade and Lucille Shuck Longview, who were asked to create a worship service for the Women and Religion Continental Convocation of Unitarian Universalists. McDade and Longview wanted to create a new ritual that, as they said, spoke to our connectedness to one another, to the totality of life, and to our life and place on this planet. And they included a new inclusive symbol that they felt would especially resonate with women's spirituality, the water. And I think all of our spirituality is actually very much enhanced by being near water. I think I almost always feel more spiritual near the water. McDade and Longview wrote, "Water is more than simply a metaphor. It is elemental and primary, calling forth feelings of awe and reverence." They went on to describe why water is such a meaningful ritual element. "The ocean is considered by many to be the place from which all life on our planet came. It is the womb of life, and amniotic waters surround us all prenatally. We now realize that this ritual was for us a new story of creation," they said. The worship service was called "Coming Home Like Rivers to the Sea." They asked 8 different women, each coming from different places, many of them quite distant. I think this was actually an international conference. They asked them to bring water from where they came from, and then that water was poured into the bowl as each bearer described its significance. Well, today, most UU congregations in the country now celebrate the Mingling of Waters in September at the beginning of the new church year. And until a few years ago, a lot of UU congregations did not meet in the summer. And I think a lot of us take a little vacation and don't come to UU services as often in the summer. And so in a way, it's an in-gathering, and I think for a lot of years it was very, the congregations actually didn't meet, so it really was literally an in-gathering after that, being apart from each other. Over time, the UUA realized we don't want to just make this like, well, this is where I went this summer and kind of a travelogue, but it's fine to bring some water from your tap, not bring any water. I don't think we made a big deal about bringing water this time, so we have some here. If anybody does have special water that they brought, they can certainly say something about where that's from. And the idea is to pour some water into the bowl and share briefly, something spiritual or meaningful you'd like to share from your summer, or just something you appreciate about Open Circle, or you also can just pour your water in silence, but it's a symbol of we all bring something to this fellowship, and our bowls are more full because we are here together. So this time, in a moment here, I'll invite you to come up and pour some water into the bowl. And again, there's some provided if you want to, and if you brought some, that's great too. And keep in mind that the ritual goes better if, and also, share something, again, maybe something spiritual you did this summer, something spiritual and important that Open Circle brings to you. And again, it's okay if you don't want to say anything. And Audrey, I realize we'll probably want the mic, and I'll come and get it, and I'll go for, Ellen's on it, of course. Of course. Great. So again, I will start, and I brought something kind of special here, so.